Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada, and I would like to welcome you to Craft Spot. It's my Wednesday afternoon crafting adventure, as how it often goes, and today might be one of those adventure days. I have a plan, I've done some work, um, but it's been such a busy day, and I was trying to do that multitask thing for a while, and we all know that that doesn't really work. It's not really effective, but it doesn't mean we don't try it when we're busy and we're starting to feel like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. And it wasn't so much multitasking, trying to do two different things at once. It was that I was spending too much time on another task, and then I left myself a little bit short for getting ready for this one. So welcome to my adventure, as is so often the case. Uh, just going to see if I can get us up here. I didn't get my spotlight on quite right away, but that's okay. Okay, August. Oh my goodness, can you believe it's August 21st already? 21. Where has the month gone? Hello, Suzette. Welcome. I can't believe it's August 21st already, but it is. So, for those that live in the Toronto area or whatever, the CNE, I believe, has started. Like, that's just crazy. The CNE used to mean it was summer was over and all that sort of jazz, but anyway, supposed to get really nice and warm again on the weekend and next week. So, looking forward to some more summer. So, anyway. It is almost the end of August though. So that means if you have bonus days coupons, make sure you use them. Place an order before the end of the month. Take advantage of those discount codes that you have. Use that. You can stack them up. You can put them onto anything you like. But make sure you use them because that's money that could be in your, well, not your pocket per se, but it could be in your could be on your cart and getting you a discount. A discount on what? Well, designer series paper. There's an awful lot of that gorgeous paper on sale. So don't forget about that. It's a good time to grab a couple extra packs of some of your favorite paper and be ready for your next crafting adventure. I'm not actually using any today, but I should have, right? I should have used some more designer series paper, pattern paper, but I did not. We're using other things today. Okay, so that's kind of the highlights. Shall we head down to the craft space and you know, get at it? I didn't put my microphone on and it is upstairs, traveling back from the cottage to the house and not being quite set up. I hope the sound is okay today. I will do my best not to rumble around and rustle around too much. Okay, so today, oh, and I didn't bring all the pieces over, did I? But today we are going to play with this, Changing Leaves. This is one of the online exclusive bundles. Um, it is a stamp set, there is a die set, and there is an embossing folder, and it is a hybrid embossing folder, which means one of the dies will fit right into the embossing folder and it will cuts out these leaves and it embosses the paper while you're at it. It's very cool. If you haven't used one of these before, there are a few of them out there. The Seaside Wishes is one, and it's beautiful. I've used that before on CraftSpot. This is another one. They are easy to use. So if you haven't done it, they are very easy to use. And there's lots of help out there, and you are always welcome to reach out to me and say, hey, I just got this and I really don't know what I'm doing with it. Help! But we're going to play with this a little bit. So let's get started, shall we? So, as I said, I have prepped some things for these cards today, a few things that I want to show you. So we'll start slow. Okay. So this is oh, can you see that? You can see that that's embossed there. This is the Leaf Fall embossing folder, and it's been out for quite a while, but it is still available to purchase, and it's just a stream of leaves that embosses your paper. So there's a blank area, which is just kind of cool, kind of different. These leaves, these are a couple of the dies from the Changing Leaves die set. This is a double and this is a single. And if you are a wise person, you will put your adhesive sheets on the back, but you can tell because this is still Pretty Peacock that somebody didn't do that. Somebody was halfway through cutting and thought, oh, you should have put adhesive sheets on this because this is going to be quite fine. And wouldn't you love to play with stickers? Yes, I would love to play with stickers. I wish I'd thought of that. Next time. Okay, anyway, this is also one of the dies in the die set, and it's just a really kind of neat sentiment box. And then I am just going to bring in this sentiment. Says a little note to brighten your day. So very generic, can go to anybody for anything. You could turn it into an anything by, you know, embellishing that message inside your card. But for the outside, this could be for absolutely anything. Let's just, do I have a little room to bring this down a little bit further and still be in the camera so that I have a hope of getting it on straight and centered and some of those sorts of things. Let's just see how we do here. We'll give it a go. Okay, look at that, it worked. I shouldn't be so shocked, right? It just, when I'm stamping on an angle, it's more difficult because you're seeing things sometimes, what do you call it? When it, you know, like it looks funny because it's going through different angles of your block. So, anyway, it's all good. Okay, and then I just cut another one of these in Pretty Peacock just to, I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. Down, up, over, just to make another layer. Okay, so let's put this together. So I have, this is 5 by 3 3/4, and this is an 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and that just gives me a nice narrow little border just to put a little border around. Yeah, just a little bit getting darker to sort of make it pop, but it's not really a full-on layer, not as wide as some of the full-on layers. Anyway, okay, embossed cardstock. So I'm using my liquid glue. Also, narrow border, because that gives me a minute to just kind of get this down and then smoosh it over so that I have the same amount in all 4 sides. There we go. Give that a press. Yes, okay. And then I really need to decide what I want to do with this, I think, because I think I'm going to put it together and then I'm going to pop it all up on dimensional. So, oh, no, I think I want to go up higher because I want to put, I was thinking I would put these 2 leaves down. This is the flat area. So I thought that would just kind of give that a little something, and then we'll just sort of go up this direction, I think, with that one. So there it is with the blue on the top, the Pretty Peacock on the top. Everybody take a look. And if we switch it, it would be more like this. Probably doesn't matter. I'm not sure it's going to matter. Any thoughts? Which way is better? Any opinions? It's all going to go on it. This is a Lost Lagoon card base, standard card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I think maybe this way. I think that's sort of how I like it. So what I'm going to do is pull all this aside. I'm going to put glue not on this end because it's going to dangle over, and not on the top because that's going to dangle over as well. I'm going to come just down here. I can go all the way across the bottom because that is going to go onto this. And then I'm just going to set it down about there-ish. Now, I don't think that's quite even. or straight. Let's put that right on there, and then I can see that, no, it's not straight. So we're just gonna push that down a little bit. Down a bit, up a bit. There we go. I think we're good. I can do a double check on the back. Looks pretty even, I think. I think we're good. We're gonna be good. Okay. And then, so if I, no, I think I need to put this down. I'll just do some holding. So I am going to put some glue onto here. It's the thickest or largest bit. It's going to spread a little bit down there. And then I'm just going to kind of come up the spine of the leaf ever so slightly, some at the top. Right? And then the edges of this, just going to kind of drag it along a little bit. You don't have to have the glue everywhere, just enough to kind of keep it. I want it relatively flat because it's a little bit curly and I don't want it poking up in any weird or wonderful ways. Okay, now I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to want this right about here. Okay. And now what I can do, get him to push down. I can put this on. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. And then I should be able to just tuck him in underneath as long as I don't put my dimensionals in too far. So I will just bear that in mind and adjust accordingly. So come in. Hello, Fee. Okay, Fiona is a fellow demonstrator from Australia, but she's currently in Ontario, and hopefully we are going to get to meet in person tomorrow, which is just completely exciting. Okay. So now I can, yes, yay. You know what? It's always exciting when we get to meet other demonstrators, isn't it? We share common bonds, even if we live miles and miles and miles apart. And it's our love of crafting brings us together and bonds us. Okay, if I put this straight, I have a better chance of getting this on straight. There we go. And then I'm going to come back with my liquid glue on this one because I can tuck him underneath. A little bit of glue there. Okay. Tuck him right in about there. There we go. I better bring a kit. You haven't made okay, well, I'll have to see what I can find. We 4 weeks. Oh my goodness, I would be in craft withdrawal. I hear you, sister. Thinking about that. I even we went to the Dominican in the spring, and I knew I wasn't going to I wasn't really, I wasn't planning to have craft time. I wasn't needing to have craft time. It was only 1 week. And I couldn't close the suitcase without having something in it. So I did pack one of our paper pumpkin kits, which I know you don't have in Australia, but it's very similar to the all-inclusive kits. And oh, so yes, I just had to take some, and I don't think I did it. I might have stamped one thing or glued one thing. I really didn't use it, but welcome back, Suzette. Do you, Suzette, you might know Fee. You were probably gone when I mentioned, but She is a demonstrator from Australia, but she's in Ontario right now. And we are planning to meet, which is we're very excited about. Okay, now we need, of course, the bling, right? The gems. So I have these, but I'm thinking I don't want wild wheat on wild wheat, do I? I think I want Lost Lagoon or Pretty Peacock on my wild wheat. So I'm going to stick that back in there and pull these out. These are what are these? These are the Blooming Pearls, Pretty Peacock, and they might be perfect. Oh, there's gold too. That's really nice too. Now there's a dilemma. Okay, we're gonna stick with the Pretty Peacock. Oh, you've lost connection. Oh dear, that's what was happening with Suzette. I don't know if it's you or it's me. Things look okay here. I don't know. That's both of you. So, okay, well, I am going to continue on and hopefully things are okay with connections. Should have put this one a little more to one side or the other side. Oh, now I've messed it up. We're gonna come right down there, just so we're not quite in the same place. And then I'm gonna put another large one up here. There we go. So if you weren't gabbing as much as I was gabbing, et cetera, it's a pretty quick card. But a little note to brighten your day. Wonderful sentiment, I think. So there we go. Card number one. Okay, card number two. We're going to use this. Can you see that? Yeah. So this is the big leaf from the stamp set. And I'm going to bring in Wild Wheat and Pretty Peacock. Okay. And I'm going to bring in Sponge Daubers. And I'm going to use these to ink this stamp. So I'm going to ink in the Pretty Peacock kind of down the middle. And I'm zigging and zagging. When I did this the first time, I ended up with a very straight line down the middle, and it looked ridiculous. So I am trying to not do it that way this time. Trying to create a few more gaps in what I'm doing. I'm just putting ink onto the stamp in some of those places. I'm gonna set this over here just so I don't double dip with the wrong thing. You think you have this set, or it's in your basket? It's relatively new, Suzette, so it may still be in your basket. It's one of the online exclusives. But it's kind of neat. It's a hybrid embossing folder one. I'm not sure if you were here when I mentioned that at the beginning, but so it's it embosses and it die cuts, and that's just a fun thing in the crafting world. Now, where you overlap, because I started by inking the whole thing in Wild Wheat, but then when I put my Pretty Peacock on, it turned very green. Yeah, so let's see, a little bit of line going on. So I'm just going to come back in with some of this and just kind of try and take away some of the line so it doesn't look like a blue stripe down the middle of the leaf. I think that might be okay. All right. Set these things out to the edge a little bit. Oh, Using it on your codes. Yes, use those codes. You have 2 Zooms tonight. Oh dear. Okay, then I'm just going to stamp this down here. Hope you can make it to the team meeting, Suzette. Would love to have you there, even if you're just popping in and out. And then you end up with this beautiful wild wheat and pretty peacock leaf stamp, and it's quite lovely. So there we go. That is stamped and inked, and then you can emboss it after you cut it out. You would need to cut it out first because it would be really difficult to line it up with your embossing folder. Well, I have seem to have a lot of ink still on here. Get this guy cleaned up. Just give me half a second here. Get him cleaned off. So he's ready. Now, I said that there is an embossing folder and dies so that you can emboss and die cut, but you don't have to. You can just die cut this. And when you do, you get that. What's the name of the suite? Changing Leaves. Okay, so it is a bundle. There's the 3 pieces. There's the stamp, the dies, and the embossing folder, and it's a hybrid one. So all 3. So this one, obviously, I had done earlier. Just to save us a little bit of time here. And then I'm going to bring in, again, Lost Lagoon, standard size card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. And then this is what the embossing folder does if you don't put your dies in. Okay, if you put the big die in, it would have cut out this leaf and this leaf and this leaf. Okay, but I didn't want to cut it. I just wanted to emboss this piece to go onto here. Now I didn't cut. Oh, look, what a difference, eh? You see the difference there? It pops so much more. But you know what I did do? I did bring my scraps of, I think this is the exact same size, isn't it? Yes, of Pretty Peacock. And I do have one in here that is large enough to cut a layer. So from the land of let's do all sorts of things here. Okay. Too many things on the go. Okay. Set this over to the edge here. Bring this in, and we are going to cut this again. I think I'm going to cut it with a narrow border just to make it pop, right? So this was 3 3/4. So I'm going to go 3 7/8. And then I am going to, thank you, Suzette. 5, and so it'll be 5 1/8. For anyone who's not, doesn't love rulers and things, on here it's 5 2 lines. 2 of those little lines is an 1/8. Okay, set some of these things back up here out of the way. And then this will just, it will pop that much more with the dark border. So, oh, I was trying some tone on tone stamping. I didn't like it. It's very busy and it was very dark. And when I put this on, you could, if you guys tell me you love it, I could change things, but it just looked, it's not bad, but I stamped too many leaves. I should have just done a little bit of leaf in between where this would show, I think. And I think I would like that. And then I thought I maybe should have stamped off. Now that it's dry, it is a little lighter. I was looking at it when it was wet and it just looked very dark. But I decided to abandon the tone on tone as I was prepping, and I embossed it on the other side. So So that's what we're doing. But see, you have to fess up to your mistakes when you turn them over and show everybody. Forgot about that part. But it's all good. Okay. Just getting this to where I want it. Okay, turn it over and give it a nice press. And then this is going to go on here. I think I'm just going to do this. Now I did cut. I thought I had cut. Maybe I didn't cut. Maybe that's why I brought paper to cut. I thought I had cut a second one of those, but I don't see it. But it's okay. Nobody panic. Because what I did do was bring cardstock. And I have my little mini guy here. Move these things out of the way again. Okay. And I have the die. Okay. I'm just going to set that right onto there. There we go. Okay. Sorry, probably going to wiggle you a little bit. Go. Okay. Set these things out of the way. I just leave this under my desk all the time now. It's just kind of handy. It has to store somewhere. So it stores under this table, because then it's always there for when I realize I mess up. How's that, eh? Okay, now I think I'm going to use the same sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock again. I'm just going to bring this down here a little bit further. A little note to brighten your day. This is straight, so I have a hope of stamping straight. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Now we can close this up so that we don't get that anywhere else that we don't want it. And again, I think I'm going to put this same configuration. So I'm going to not put glue on this end or the top. So I just want it on this bottom area over to the edge. Excuse me. And then I think we have it pretty even this time. That second time getting better. Okay, now I think I could put this on with dimensionals, but we got height there. I think I'm just going to glue it down. I did actually emboss this, but it doesn't really show with all the different ink color on the front. So you could just die cut it. You don't need to really, because it is 2 steps. You have to die cut it and then emboss it to see. So you die cut it and you can see where it goes on the embossing folder. If you're just using cardstock, you could emboss and die cut all in one fell swoop, and that would work because you're not trying to line up a pattern, but I was trying to obviously get the die cutting to go around the stamp, so. It just seemed easier to do it in 2 steps. You probably could do it in 1 step if you were just methodical about how you layered everything, how you put it down onto your embossing folder and stuff. I just didn't really want to take the time to do that, so I did it in 2 steps. Seemed easier. Okay, some dimensionals, but I had some funky little bits here. I have one more. Uh-oh. Ooh, excuse me. Have to sneeze. Where are my dimensionals? There's I got some bits on the go. Bits and bits and bits, bits and bytes. There we go. Just chop these up. Okay. Oh, trying to think whether there's anything else important I need to share with you. 12 weeks of Christmas. We are doing 12 weeks of various projects, some cards, some 3D gift card holders, because they're always big during Christmas season. And when I say we, it is Sarah, Terry, and I from the Global Crafters. And we are putting together kits again. So if you would like a kit to make the 12 projects that we will share with you each week, well, 1 a week, not 12 a week, oh good grief, 1 a week for 12 weeks. But if you would like a kit to craft along with us, you can order one of those. And I would give you more details, but I didn't print it out and I don't remember them offhand. And I don't want to misguide you, but it's in an email and there will be reminders. The deadline for that is a little bit down the road yet. So there's still time to order if you haven't ordered yet, but it's coming. So there we go. Okay. You do have that set, ordered it in the last order. Excellent. There you go. So you are ready to hit the road crafting, as they say. Okay, what do we want for gems on this one? Do we want the same ones? They were lovely. Could do the same ones. I'm thinking. If it ain't broke, keep it going. So let's start with one up here. Just because I'm going to put one onto here. Maybe another one onto there. And just stop right there. Maybe I'll do that this time. Just to be different. You know what else you could use on here that would be beautiful? And I don't think I can add it now. Oh, and it's still packed from the cottage. The peacock and gold ribbon would be lovely on these as well. But no ribbon for us for today. Okay, so there's the second card with the stamping. So lots you can do with these. There's these 2 leaf die cuts cut without any stamping. This cuts a stamped image, or you can just cut it. You can cut and emboss it. There are 2 other shapes for sentiments. There's a circle and a smaller version of this. So lots and lots that you can do with this set. And there's a couple other little leaf pieces as well. So lots going on. It's all about leaves and crafting and fun and stuff. Okay, let me add this, come back in here. So there we go. There are your cards for today. It wasn't too much of an adventure. I was mostly there. I'll just take a little credit, not positive I earned it, but you know, we're gonna go with it. It's what we've got. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you are on the Great Stamping Believers team, I hope to see you this evening, starting at 7 Eastern time for our team meeting. And I did send out the Zoom link and I did send out the measurements for the make and take. So you should have that in your inboxes. All right. Take care. Thanks again. And I hope to craft with you again really soon. Bye for now.